Nothing contained in this podcast should be considered a substitute for professional medical advice. This content does not represent our respective employers and is purely the opinion of the podcast hosts. We are not your personal medical providers. Sorry, friends. So, if you have concerns or are seeking a diagnosis or treatment, please seek individual advice from a healthcare provider in your area. We are not liable for any risks associated with acting upon the information contained in this podcast. This is intended for educational and entertainment purposes only, so enjoy the ride.
Please drink responsibly and in moderation. Before drinking, please be sure to be of the legal drinking age for your country. We do not encourage the misuse of alcohol.
Welcome to Medical Media Mixer, the perfect cocktail. I'm Nicole Beniston, and I got confused because I'm a witch today.
And I'm Tara Prisco, physician assistant / witch as well.
Yeah, which we did not plan to both be witches. We just both planned to dress up and then surprised ourselves.
Yeah, we just randomly rated our random costumes and both thought of the same thing.
Exactly.
So we're going to do 2 back-to-back Halloween episodes. My subject is Halloween adjacent. Nicole's next episode will be much more Halloween-y, but it's the time, so it doesn't matter. So yeah, Nicole has got a cute witchy vibe going. Is this like a shrug or a cape?
No, it's actually a cape.
Okay, and it's got like celestial.
Yes, it's got gold stars, moons, sunbursts, shooting stars on it. Yes.
And you have more of a classic witch hat. I have the really cheap one you can get in the store hat.
Yeah. Well, this one actually, it was from one of those witchy shops, but it's meant to just be worn in the winter. Just
it's
as
cute.
A regular
right?
hat.
Yeah,
but it looks witchy. Yeah,
it looks witchy. Yeah, I like it,
and it's comfortable.
That's good. And then I have this itchy wig on, so we'll see how that goes. And I had to figure out. I'm like, wait, how do I put headphones?
Well, this is my real hair, so
yeah, I know you got your hair nice and dark. Spooky
I did.
Season.
I like it dark. I think it makes me look younger, so I'm sticking with it.
Yeah, your face, in contrast, the light skin, dark hair looks good. Oh, what's up? I saw you this weekend. I have nothing to talk to you about. I saw you already.
Nothing to talk to me about.
No, that was 5 days ago?
Oh my goodness. Yeah, we had fun times at a distillery, and that will be an episode that comes up sometime soon. So yeah, that was fun. And that's actually, it's not my cocktail in this episode, but I bought a cherry pistachio lemonade mixer from the distillery.
Oh, you're using
Reckless
that one.
Farmtown Distillery. And I just put a shot of vodka in it, and it's delicious.
I'm going to use mine, the mojito one that comes already with the alcohol in it. I'll be using that one on Sunday. So
yeah, that one's really good. I have that.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Any fall plans for the weekend?
So for this weekend, not so much. Deb is going to come down, and normally, so my dad passed a couple years ago, but we still celebrate his birthday, which is tomorrow. So we're just going to go to lunch and then just do some other fun things to enjoy the fall vibes that are out there. So that's the weekend.
I didn't know Bud was a Libra. That's why we love him so much.
Yes. So, and today is Jackie's birthday. Happy birthday,
yes,
Jackie.
Jackie.
Jackie's my bestie from Forevs. So it is her birthday today. And your birthday is on Monday.
I know. We have
a lot so it's
going
Crystal's
on.
Birthday.
Yes.
Yes. So it's a bunch of birthdays coming up. And then next weekend is Comic-Con. So probably at some point this weekend, I'll do a full costume run through. I kind of already have it together. I just haven't put everything together on at the same time.
Right.
I have 2 different options. I'm waiting to see what the weather is going to be. It looks like it'll be somewhat cool. So I might go with my preferred option. It was a little heavier, so I was worried if it was too hot.
Got it. Yeah. I have just 2 different options for the dress itself, depending on if it's long sleeve, short sleeve, whatever. But I played around with everything, but I got to really do the wig, really get my hair under there. So
yeah,
something like this is a lot easier to hide, your hair in the back. That one is not. So I definitely have to.
Yeah. I think my biggest struggle every year with cosplay, Halloween, going out is I cannot do lashes and I always want to. So every year I buy lashes and I sit and I try them and I can't get them. And then I get frustrated and then I throw them aside and then I try again and then I have to give up because now it's too late and I don't have enough time to work on them. So I think I'll try the lashes again, but I don't think it's meant to be for me.
So what's interesting is I never I think way back in the day we used to play around with lashes, but for the younger child who does dance competitions, she has to wear them for every dance competition. So I got used to doing it on her. On myself, it'd probably be a little trickier, but make sure you get the little glue that it turns purpley when it's drying, and you want it to get a little tacky, dry a little bit, and then literally just straight in, just go for it.
Yeah, I've watched a million tutorials. I've tried all different kinds, different brands, different shapes. It's just a struggle. One will come out perfect and the other will be in my eyebrow.
Wonky.
And then I got mad. And I have learned to realize, and this is a tangent, no one cares, but I'm going to say it anyway. I just within the last 5 years realized I have heavily hooded eyes, and you're supposed to do different eye makeup with heavily hooded eyes. And no one ever taught me that. So I'm learning to do makeup that fits my eye shape a bit better.
Yeah, I don't know the rules on those things either.
You kind of have the similar hooded eyes.
Yeah, well, I think as I'm getting older.
Yes, they do droop when you get older. That is true.
Starting to come down.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. We're going to try and hit up a pumpkin patch this weekend. Originally, I wanted to go do grounds for sculpture, which is near you, is really cool. But we're we don't know. The weather's going to be good this weekend, and we kind of want to make sure we get a pumpkin farm in, just not knowing what the rest of the month will hold.
Yeah.
So I think we're probably going to go for that. So somewhere in this area, there's a bunch of them. So we'll decide which one.
Yeah, I actually went and got pumpkins last week, and I bought 3, and 2 of them rotted already. So I have to get new ones.
Yeah, and it was kind of warm some days. I think that's what happens.
I think one of them was already rotting when I got it, just because it felt weird, but I just liked the way it looked. But then the other one died too, so I have to get some new pumpkins ready.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. I have mums that I'm picking up next week from the kids' school. They do a sale, and we'll pick up some pumpkins to stick on the porch, and then some to actually either carve or paint. But these deer come all the way up to the porch, and we're chewing on some plants that they ignored all summer. And it's still green out. There's still plenty of things for them to chew. And they're leaning up, trying to go out of this pot on my porch. And they kicked over. I have little stick lights in the ground that are solar. They come on at night, and it broke the glass. Because at first we came outside to pick up a package, and I was like, why is there glass everywhere? What's going on? Did some kids do this? So I'm going back in the Ring doorbell, trying to figure out. It was the middle of the night, a deer just chowing down. So now I'm afraid of pumpkins. They're going to try and eat them too.
Yeah, it's possible. Yeah. Most of my wildlife is in the back. So if I put stuff in the front, it's relatively safe.
They are getting brave, all the way up to a few feet from my front door. I can't believe.
Yeah. If they're hungry enough, they'll risk it.
I know.
Yeah.
Catch them on my Ring camera and yell at them.
Oh my goodness. Leave the wildlife alone.
Plants.
They were here first.
They can be here, but they broke glass.
Yeah.
Anyway, so are we ready to jump into our subject?
I am ready. The only thing I know about your cocktail is that I came equipped with Hershey Kisses.
Oh, yay.
So hopefully that's a good segue into what you're going to talk about.
Yes. So my cocktail is called the Hershey Kiss. So number one, I assume since you own Hershey Kisses in your home that you enjoy chocolate, right?
No, I hate chocolate. Yes, of course I love chocolate.
Well, I know.
Would I look like this if I didn't eat chocolate? Come on.
Chocolate is amazing.
It is.
I am a very big fan. So what's interesting is I originally tasted this cocktail in Hershey, Pennsylvania. There's Hershey Park, and then there's 2 hotels, and the Hershey Hotel has this restaurant, and of course their signature cocktail is the Hershey Kiss martini. And what I loved about it is you think of a chocolate martini, and you're like, that might be too heavy. This is a clear chocolate martini, which is pretty amazing. So it is very light, clear. It is 100% alcohol, pretty much.
Wow.
My rim is drooping because I used honey instead of chocolate syrup, and then I didn't have powdered hot chocolate mix, and I used this other one that was little pieces and whatever. It's not as pretty, but it tastes good. So the cocktail is super easy. Ingredients wise, the only thing I had a little tricky was I needed to get the clear creme de cacao, which I had to go to 2 stores for the clear one. But it's 1 ounce of 360 chocolate vodka. There are other brands out there I saw in the store, but I did see this one, so I grabbed it. 1 ounce of Smirnoff vanilla vodka. I ended up grabbing Stoli because that's just what was there, and 2 ounces of the clear creme de cocoa or creme de coca or whatever we call it. And basically you're supposed to rim your glass in Hershey syrup and then dip it in either cocoa powder or hot chocolate mix. And then you shake the liquid ingredients up over ice, shake it up in your shaker, put 1 Hershey Kiss in the bottom of your glass, and then pour your drink over. And it really does taste just like perfectly chocolate. It's really good.
Nice.
Okay. So chocolate, of course, is one of the many candies that we will be sampling at Halloween.
Yes.
Do you buy candy and then it doesn't make it to the door because you've been snacking on it? Because that's how we do things here.
I buy candy and then I'm really, really good. And then I get no trick-or-treaters. So it's November when I end up eating all the candy.
Yeah. I mean, so we have a couple of ways this happens in our house. I'll buy a bag and I'll hide it, but I usually hide it in the same closet. So somebody accidentally comes across it and starts picking at it before then. But I usually buy a huge bag and then we don't get that many trick-or-treaters. Like we get some, but there are kids in our neighborhood, but our town, I think people gravitate towards certain neighborhoods, and maybe ours isn't that one. So then we have a huge amount left. I usually try and bring it to work, try and pawn it off because I know that I'll eat it.
Yeah, my cul-de-sac, there's at least 4 houses that have children that are let's say 10 and under. The past couple of years, they haven't been taking them trick-or-treating. And my house is all decked out. I have the lights on. I usually keep the front door open. It's people know they can come here, even
welcoming.
Even if it's the only house. And I haven't had trick-or-treaters since I moved in 4 years ago. So
yeah,
it's really sad.
Our neighborhood, it's a lot of hiking. The houses are, a few more feet apart than the usual. And then it's uphill. I mean, but the kids do it and it's great. Kids are out in the neighborhood. But for a quick run, go over to a development that has everything boom, boom, boom. And
right. That's what I expect. And it hasn't happened. Maybe this year, they'll bring the kiddos out because I always see them out riding their bikes or things like that. So we'll see.
So chocolate in media, it's definitely commented on, referenced in so many different things. One, of course, is a classic, which I could have covered, I guess, as an option for this, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Oh, of course.
But then I would have had to do some sort of Willy Wonka candy for the drink, I think. So we all know the original. I'm sorry, I love you, Johnny Depp, but
it was very trippy.
It was too much. The original Gene Wilder is
the remake was super trippy and weird. And I remember... this is the weirdest memory ever. My cat would never really watch TV, but one time I had that on and he was transfixed. And I was yeah, I get it. This is weird.
It was right around the same time too that he did, I think, the Alice in Wonderland, and it felt like it was,
which was also
these
trippy.
Weird, trippy characters.
Yeah,
but a couple other mentions: Gilmore Girls, Rory and Lorelai, used chocolate for emotional support in quite a few episodes. Legally Blonde, she links chocolate to mood and mental wellness. House definitely has talked about it as a reference for a placebo. And one more before I get to the actual one. Apocalypto. I don't know if you know that movie.
I don't.
So it's very realistic about Mayan culture back in the day, but they're using literal cacao as the sacred medicinal purposes. So that was definitely part of that. But what I'm going to do is a movie called, you can say it with a French accent, Chocolat.
Chocolat. No silent T.
Sorry.
You had it very well, except for just the T. You're good.
So this is a movie from 2000. So it's actually a really sweet movie, and I'm really glad I watched it. It is in English, and they speak with French accents because some of the actors are French and some of the actors are not.
Fun fact, my former car 2 cars ago was a deep brown, metallic, and I called her Chocolat.
See, there you go. So let me give you a little plot summary about this. So it's based in 1959 in a small traditional French village where basically everything revolves around the church and everybody there is highly devout Catholic. And it's very much controlled by this mayor, the Comte de Renaud. And basically you meet the main character, Vianne. She's played by an actress, Juliette Binoche. If you saw her, you absolutely know who.
Definitely know her.
and her young daughter, Anouk. They arrive in town, sort of coming in with the wind. It's kind of magical. Vianne is very free-spirited and independent, sort of unconventional, and she cleans up and opens this shop on the main street, a chocolaterie. Can you say that for me? A chocolate shop, chocolaterie. No,
I'm afraid I'm going to say it wrong. That's why I'm overthinking it now.
Like a bread place is a patisserie or something.
Patisserie, so
okay,
chocolaterie.
So, there we go. And it opens right across from the church. But it is actually the beginning of Lent. Do you remember Lent? When
yes,
Lisa
it hasn't gone away.
No, I know, in Catholic school, you had to pick something to give up. And
yes, although now modern people are finding something to add, something to give back, like
right, that makes
to a
more
charity
sense.
Or volunteering or things like that. But
that to me definitely makes sense. But people would do a very token, like I'm giving up chocolate, kind of a thing is their token. I'm giving something up. But of course, this is a very devout town, and so everybody is expected to have like this abstinence and self-denial and sort of, I don't know, be very solemn. So, of course, at first the townspeople are skeptical of her. She doesn't go to church. She has a very sort of bohemian feel to her. But she's very warm. When people come in, she'll intuitively figure out what their chocolate is. Like, this is like kind of like mystically, like, I think you're this. And then she'll give them this chocolate. And then they're like, oh my God, that's amazing. But she really she meets a few people and she starts to draw a few people in. It's really cute in the beginning. This sort of like harried wife comes in and she needs to get some spark back in her marriage. So she buys these chocolates and gives them to her husband, and it's like an aphrodisiac, and her husband's all,
This is giving cute. Like the French version of Practical Magic.
Okay. Yeah.
Have you seen Practical Magic?
Yes.
But like how they have French. Like the shop and like people come in and they have something that helps them. Yeah.
Exactly. So, of course, the mayor, this Comte de Renaud, he's actually played by Alfred Molina, who's a very famous actor. Mm-hmm. But he feels that she's a threat to the morality of the town and to his authority. He feels indulgence is sinful. And basically, he starts like this campaign against her. Like it's
as one does. Close the chocolate shop. It's terrible.
In a small town, like it's very interesting. He tells people to avoid her shop, saying chocolate's a temptation, and basically like wants to exclude anybody or like kind of not excommunicate legally, but people who go into her shop. But she still wins over more people. Judi Dench is in this again, amazing.
Dame Judi Dench,
love her.
Yes.
So she is actually her landlord, and she's an elderly woman who's estranged from her daughter, who also lives in the town.
Wait a minute, this came out in 2000, and Judi Dench was playing an elderly woman then.
She's been playing an elderly woman for her entire life,
which is really sad because she's gorgeous. Like,
I mean, if you look at the back in the day pictures, and like she's got that sort of angelic face. Yeah, no, she does. She has that very, but she's been playing
she's leaning
roles.
Into it.
Yeah, she's been playing those roles forever.
Yeah.
But she definitely comes down, sits in the shop, and enjoys the company. And she really wants to reconnect with her grandson, but her daughter's again against something about her lifestyle. I think, she's diabetic. That's part of it. And she's eating all the chocolate.
No chocolate for her.
And the daughter's like, I guess at that time too, like treatment for diabetes obviously isn't what it is today. And your sort of lifespan wasn't what it is today. And so some of it I think was that the daughter didn't want her son, the grandson, to get attached to her. Maybe there was some underlying thing there. But Vianne ends up hosting this woman, Armand's 70th birthday, giving her a chance to sort of reconnect with her grandson. There's another woman who's an abused wife, who's like physically, mentally abused, and she finds refuge with Vianne and starts working in the shop after leaving her husband, and helps her like rebuild her life. And then there's this cute guy. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Guillaume. G-U-I-L. Yeah.
It's Guillaume.
There you go. He's a shy older guy who's in love with his landlady, but it takes him sort of getting this spark to gain his courage to ask her out. It's just really cute. Like that little building up of the little villagers starting to have happiness in their lives. But then things get very tense because a group of river gypsies led by who I mentioned earlier.
Johnny Depp.
Yes. Why did I hit my thing? Am I sorry?
Johnny Depp's always the pirate, the river gypsy.
His name is Rue, and he is very like handsome and mysterious, but like sweet. And basically, you know, the villagers, because the mayor's so prejudiced against the gypsies, see them as outcasts. They just have their houseboat sort of things set up at the river. But Vienne befriends them, of course, and she and Rue kind of have an attraction going on. And
they better. It's on the movie poster.
Yeah, of course. So Vienne and the gypsies, they host gatherings. They try and push the norms of the town, which of course makes the mayor really pissed. So they plan, you know, this mayor plans on obsessed with driving her out. He like tries to manipulate the woman who left her husband, the abusive husband, to try and burn down the gypsies' boats. He really just goes crazy trying to get people to turn against her. And it basically all meets ahead on Easter weekend. So the mayor sneaks into the chocolate shop late at night, intending to vandalize it. But he accidentally tastes some chocolate and loses control, indulging in a frenzy of eating. He's got like chocolate everywhere, chocolate all over him. And I think he ends up falling asleep, like passed out in like the window display. So it basically, he's humiliated and broken. And part of the story is too that his wife has left him and he kind of keeps it a secret. And maybe his focus on Vienne was misguided. And he sort of comes around like, hey, this chocolate's pretty good. And our friend, the landlord who has diabetes, the older woman, Armand, Judi Dench, she eventually does pass away peacefully after her birthday party. She, you know, rebuilt her relationships with her family and can quietly sort of just go to sleep. Josephine, the abused wife, she flourishes. She starts running a cafe, and the townspeople gradually sort of welcome both the gypsies and Vienne. And Renaud, the mayor, sort of relaxes things. And, you know, they allude to Vienne having been to many towns before. Her daughter is, you know, why are we moving again? Why are we here? And so she finally at the end seems that she's going to settle in, and her daughter Anouk releases this symbolic pouch of ashes into the wind, showing they found a true home. So it's really sweet. It's got that magical quality. It's got those lovely little characters. So it was pretty neat. I actually really recommend you watch it. I gave you the whole plot, but still, it's
Well, I was scrolling through the Wikipedia page and it says it's an Easter movie.
Well, I mean, it happens around Easter. I wouldn't call it an Easter movie.
Same thing with Die Hard. It's not a Christmas movie. It just happens at Christmas.
It's a Christmas movie.
It happens at Christmas.
I have to get that out to watch that this season.
Oh my gosh.
All right. So keeping it light today, talking a little bit about like the history of chocolate as medicine, because there are some things, and physical and psychological, I think, that chocolate does for us. As we talked about in Apocalypto, there are definitely ancient uses for it and some colonial times. And then there's a little actual science here. All right. So ancient roots, Mayans and Aztecs used cacao in rituals and remedies, and they consumed it as like a bitter, spicy drink. So usually like some sort of a pepper mixed in. And they felt it relieved fatigue, aided in digestion, and enhanced sexual and spiritual energy. So, hey, that a little aphrodisiac right there.
Have you ever had Mexican hot chocolate? That's essentially, yeah. So it's
I
like
love
the same
a little
thing.
Spice. Yes, yeah. I enjoy that. And of course, it's got natural caffeine, and it's going to relieve fatigue. I don't know about helping digestion, but
maybe it's more of the cayenne or whatever peppers in it to help with digestion.
Possibly. So then eventually the Spanish colonizers then brought it to Europe. So the cacao into apothecaries and things like that. And doctors used it to treat wasting disease, which is tuberculosis. I guess
consumption.
Yeah. Yes. Eat more calories, eat more chocolate. Maybe you'll live longer. Melancholy. So, you know, boost your mood a little bit. Anemia. Maybe there's iron in chocolate. I'm not sure. I didn't look that up. Not really sure. And again, digestive issues. So there must be something to that. And then moving into the 17th to 19th century, it was promoted by physicians as a nutritious drink, and it was recommended for pregnant women, the elderly, and invalids recovering from illness.
Oh.
Mixed with milk, cinnamon, or wine for medicinal tonics.
Have you had chocolate wine?
No, but I am a fan of having a very dark chocolate bar and a red wine and taking like a bite and having a sip.
Yeah,
there's something about that I really love.
Yeah.
Do you remember we did a wine and a Girl Scout cookie pairings?
We did at your house, yes.
So same concept, different things like that can go together. And
so, I did 2 years ago, I did a wine and Halloween candy pairing party. And that was fun.
Yeah, I mean, wine, chocolate, it does go hand in hand. I always say that like my 3 favorite things are coffee, chocolate, and wine. So
yeah, same.
Those are all my happy foods.
Yep.
So, ancient cultures believed that it had healing power, but modern science is kind of backing it up a little bit, especially the very dark chocolate, less processed. So not our Hershey's, although we enjoy it, but that less processed, more bitter, less sugar, of course. So there are some possible cardiovascular benefits. Flavanols, which are in chocolate naturally occurring, especially one called epicatechin. It's a type of antioxidant compound found in plants, and they help improve the function of the endothelium. Endothelium is sort of the, not skin layer, but the layer on the inside of your blood vessels, if sort of the internal skin, we'll call it. It's a thin membrane that lines your blood vessels. Also, this flavanol, enhances nitric oxide, which helps with dilating your blood vessels. So wide open blood vessels that are working well, improves blood flow, and actually lowers blood pressure. So there is a little bit of something to that. There was a study back in 2010 that followed about 20,000 people and said those who consume the most chocolate, mostly dark, had lower blood pressure. And they had a 39% lower risk of heart attack and stroke compared to low consumers. Now, it's not a double-blind, placebo-controlled trial, so we're not going to go give you full-on recommendations. But it does seem that, again, in the proper proportions, there may be a benefit. Just like we said with garlic and wine and olive oil and all the other things, like in some moderation, sort of they all contribute to your overall health. So they had led researchers to actually suggest moderate dark chocolate consumption, about 30 grams a day, may be cardioprotective, similar to red wine or olive oil. But that drops significantly if it is full fat, full sugar chocolate. So we have to really think, if you don't like that bitter dark stuff, this might not be the diet for you.
Right.
And then flavanols, those same compounds, can also help with brain blood flow. So helping with memory and things like that.
You may not know the answer to this, but does the dark chocolate have more caffeine in it?
I don't know. But I would say it's more concentrated. So like ratio wise, it would seem to make sense that it would.
Yeah.
Like eating a coffee bean or drinking a watered down cup of coffee, like you're going to have more per square inch or whatever. Same concept, I would think.
Would you like me to share a fun fact about chocolate with you?
Yes, please.
So few people know this. I think you should know this because I did it for your bridal shower, but I used to be a chocolatier.
Oh, yes.
And so I made chocolate and made party favors and things like that. But white chocolate is just regular chocolate with the milk completely removed. So it's actually, and the cacao removed. So it's actually just the remnants of what's left over from the cacao. So it's technically not chocolate.
Right.
We take all of that out of it, and then what's left is white chocolate.
Or it's like cocoa butter, sort of?
Sort of. Not entirely, but yeah.
Yeah.
So white chocolate technically isn't chocolate.
I'm not a huge white chocolate person. I will do.
You have it paired with the right thing.
Maybe, or the quality of it too.
Mm-hmm.
Like Lindt does a decent white chocolate, I think.
They do.
But I will go for a white chocolate macadamia nut cookie.
Yes, because probably the salty from the macadamia nut.
That goes nicely together. Like that I'll do, but other things maybe not. But again, it's probably having to do with the quality of the products, that
I think it's the pairing, because I'm not huge on white chocolate, but white chocolate covered blueberries, that was my favorite thing to make, or blackberries because of the tartness.
I can see that.
It's a really good balance.
I can see that. So yeah, I mean, it helps our brain blood flow, memory, attention, problem solving, especially in aging adults. So go give your old people some chocolate.
Well, my grandmother was always very concerned about being on a diet and managing her weight, but she always allowed herself to have 1 or 2 Hershey Kisses. So I keep them around in memory of her. My mom does the same thing.
Aw.
Yeah.
Actually, Hershey's, I mean, it's still, Hershey Kisses does make a dark chocolate one too, which is pretty good. It's still sugary, but it's pretty good. How about those zebra ones? You've ever had the white chocolate with the chocolate?
Hugs.
Those are pretty good. Yes, that's
hugs.
what they're called. I'm like,
I love
zebra
hugs.
ones, those are pretty good.
Yeah. I like those. If sometimes at Christmas I'll make them. You put those like square pretzels, you put a hug on top, you put them in the oven until they just get soft, and then you squish an M on top, and it's a cute little snack.
Ooh, I like that. I'm gonna have to steal that idea and tell people it was my own.
They're not going to believe you because they listen. It wasn't my idea either. I saw it somewhere.
I'm sure, but hey, pass it along. So there is some research in 2015. Elderly participants who consumed a daily flavanol-rich cocoa drink showed significant improvement in verbal fluency and better working memory and executive function. So maybe they say maybe for cognitive decline, dementia, vascular dementia, a little concentrated chocolate might do you some well.
Well, and that was why I asked about the caffeine, because
right.
problems with working memory, verbal functioning, also you see in ADHD, and a lot of times with children will recommend coffee instead of a stimulant, and coffee, the caffeine, so same sort of thing.
Same concept, yeah. So possibly being studied for Alzheimer's, stroke recovery. And so they're saying consistent moderate intake is really what you're looking for if you're looking for that. But again, not medical advice. Not guideline based. And then, mood and mental wellness. So tryptophan, which is also something we always talk about as far as calming yourself, and that's a precursor to serotonin. That's been associated because it's found in chocolate, and it can
also
increase
turkey and red wine.
Yes, all the sleepy things. So just give me some turkey, chocolate, and red wine, and night. Actually, one thing, this is just random. I used to have this little thing. I have to see if I have it somewhere. It was like this little recipe book, but it was like small, like cardboardy, and it had all these different recipes. And this one that sounds weird but was really good was you like caramelized some garlic, and then you mixed it with like dark chocolate, and you poured it over brie. It sounds crazy, but it was good. I remember making it 2 or 3 times way back in the day. I have to find that book somewhere. Maybe I'll pull out some chocolate
I've always said I
recipes.
love chocolate and cheese, but not together, but that might change my mind.
Because brie is sort of like, I don't know, because you could do brie with fruit and with
It's
jams
neutral
and things and stuff like that. So I remember it. I have to pull that out and see if I can find the exact recipe, but it was pretty neat. But chocolate increases dopamine, increases our pleasure sensors. I mean, you can like that little taste, like you just get that.
Yeah, emergency chocolate, just in case you need it. Always have one in your desk.
Right. I don't think it's become such a cultural thing if it didn't really give people at least some mental feedback, right? I mean, there's definitely something that it gives us because it's so pervasive. Like everybody says things like that, like chocolate to make you feel better.
Yeah.
They say emotional self-medication, stress. Oh, they had in my notes, it had to say PMS as well. Or grief. I guess it says that chocolate will help you with that. I'm not really sure.
I thought that you were saying that PMS and grief is the same. I was like, wow.
Well, I'm grieving that I have my period this month.
Yeah. Seriously. It's rough.
There's a couple other compounds, PEA, so phenylethylamine, so the love drugs. So that's why chocolate is associated with falling in love, and it can cause some euphoria. And then theobromine, which is similar to caffeine, but a little gentler, is a mild stimulant. It also is a slight muscle relaxer and vasodilator. And the other thing, because we always associate chocolate with the other holiday, Valentine's Day. So
is it an aphrodisiac?
We don't know. Well, I mean, all these things sort of kind of, talk a little bit about that. The love drug, that's in it. So I think it's a combination of a little bit of real science and a little bit of cultural stuff and a little bit of it tastes good. Plays a, chocolate. If you have a breakup, you eat your ice cream or your chocolate, or, you're stressed about an exam, you're popping your chocolate. It
eating
all
lots of sugar. Yep.
Makes sense. So yeah, I mean, I think all in all, I think that there is a little bit of of truth backed by some science that chocolate can be good for you in moderation. And if it makes you happy, it makes you happy. And little things in moderation that make you happy are worth it. So
Yeah,
just don't go crazy with the sugar, especially if you're diabetic.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and obviously a lot of these full fat versions might have a lot of cream or milk that are also not great for your cholesterol. So,
Or if you're lactose
moderation.
intolerant.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah.
There are some definitely brands that'll do lactose-free ones I've seen. But I'm always kind of, when I go to some sort of a more interesting store, looking for those, the chocolate with the peppers in it, or the chocolate. There was one I used to get, I don't remember the brand of it. I used to get at Whole Foods, and it had it was dark chocolate. I think it might have had salt, but it had Pop Rocks type thing, like popping candy.
I've seen that before.
Do Pop Rocks still exist?
Yes, of course. I actually just had a drink with them as the rim 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not something I've seen in a store that I was thinking about.
I didn't love them, but I don't think I ever really enjoyed Pop Rocks. So
yeah, it was just more for the fun, sound, not so much for the taste.
Yeah.
So, leading up to Halloween, have your chocolate in moderation. Don't eat all the candy before the kids come, guys.
Right. And then if the kids don't come, then you can eat all of it.
Then you can eat it all. Bring some to work or give some away. There are things, there's dentists who will collect your leftover chocolate and then donate it to the troops.
Or eat it themselves, and they're just telling you they're donating it. I don't believe that.
But to get you to not eat all the chocolate, donate your leftover, and then we'll send it overseas. Yeah, it's a good. Hopefully, they do actually send it.
Well, it's so funny you said that. My the receptionist at work, she has some very nice Godiva chocolates hidden away in a drawer in case somebody's really jonesing. And she told me that they were in there months ago, and I never touched it. And I've been really good. I've been, not snacking as much, not eating. And this week I was definitely hormonal, PMSing. And one day I had 3 pieces of chocolate, and I was like, I know what's causing this, because I knew the chocolate was in here for months, and then 3 in one day, it was crazy. But I had no regrets. It was delicious.
When I used to work at the inpatient psych doing the consults, our office was literally an actual closet, a closet with 2 desks and 2 computers and filing cabinets, and there were no windows, and it was very just stressful. You had a lot of work to get done, and there was always goodies around. And I tell you, there were times where somebody had a big bag of Hershey Kisses or something, and I'm like, guys, I'm sorry, I ate half the bag because I was stress eating while I was working.
Well, at my last job, I always had a bowl of candy on my desk, and the patients would always be like, oh, I have to go talk to psych, just so they could come and get candy. And then they would leave.
Healing powers right there.
And I mean, it did work, because they would come and then they would chat a little, and maybe it wasn't a full session or anything, but after stopping by for candy every day, then we developed a relationship. So then when they needed something, they would come and talk with me. So it served a good purpose.
It brought them in.
I spent a lot of money buying candy for that place, but it worked.
Oh my goodness. Did my hat just hit this? Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
It was flopping back a little before too, but
I'm not used to having a witch hat on. Sorry, guys. All right. Oh, thank you for listening to Medical Media Mixer.
The perfect cocktail. Cheers. And happy Halloween. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of the Medical Media Mixer podcast. If you enjoyed the conversation, don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review us on your favorite podcast platform. Your support helps others find the show. Want to keep the conversation going? Follow us on social media. We're at Medical Media Mixer Podcast on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, and on Pinterest, the Medical Media Mixer board.
If you'd like to support the show and help us grow, check us out on Patreon. Patreon.com/Medical Media Mixer Podcast. And on Buy Me a Coffee, buymeacoffee.com/Medical Media Mixer Podcast. If you have a topic idea, feedback, or just want to say hi, send us an email at medicalmediamixer@gmail.com. You can also stream all of our episodes and find more info on our website, medicalmediamixer.podbean.com. We're available on all major podcast platforms, so no matter where you listen, we're there. Thanks again for listening, and until next time, keep mixing medicine and media.